peace, everybody. It's your Crust Call You Blue. Hope everybody doing all right. It's June. We got to June very fast. I mean, I look up and it's already June. I don't even know what happened. I'm like, dang, it was just May. So time is flying by. Might be something going on in the universe. I don't know. But today I want to talk about life, man. I mean, I guess you could say, on my own research journey about a lot of things. And I've been seeing a lot of people sick from something called long COVID, which I'm not going to talk much about that today. That's going to be on another show. But if you don't know what long COVID is, please look it up. You know, it's basically after you catch COVID, the symptoms just linger on. Because remember, COVID is like it gets into your joints and stuff. It's not just a cold where you just okay. You know, some people it can get into their joints and stuff, and they notice it if you're aware of yourself. And a lot of doctors don't really know about it. So that's a whole nother thing. But I am going to do a conversation about that. I might have a guest that has long COVID. I'm also dealing with long COVID, but I'm not going to talk about that today, but do look that up because that's another issue that's causing problems. So I just feel like we live on a freaking floating rock in the middle of space, and we're paying all these bills, got all these taxes, you got all this stuff going on, and everything's essentially made up. You know, I know a while back a Harvard grad told me, well, no, it's a certain way. It's a reason for this and a reason for that. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, everything's made up. You know what I'm saying? If you said the banana was a way of currency, the banana's going to be a way of currency. It's just what it is. They created a construct and we're in it. Until everybody sit down and decide not to do it, we're going to be in it. So that's just, it is what it is. But how can we navigate our way through this? I mean, right now you got a lot of people losing jobs. And it hurts. You know, you've been at a company for all these years, you got all these degrees, whatever the case is, and the experience, and you get laid off. You try to get back out there, then what? It's not a lot of good jobs, you know, or either you got a shucking job, you got to be a influencer just to get a job now. You know, at one point, you know, if you're trying to be an influencer, a brand, whatever, it was just about trying to get movies or trying to get brand deals and stuff like that. But now, even people that's just trying to get a 9 to 5, they got to build a brand now. You got to be on LinkedIn. You got to be on YouTube and showing that you're personable to the job, to the employer. You got to show them that you're a good person, I guess. Or maybe they can feel some connection to you, you know, because that's what it's about. People hire who they feel comfortable with. And that's that. So, I mean, we're in a time where things are changing. And things always continue to change. Change was going on for the longest time. So I can't say it's because of right now. Can't say it's because of AI, because tech has been changing and improving over the years, and that's just what it is. But this whole fear-mongering they're putting online on every YouTube video, AI is going to take your job. Oh my God, bite all your fingers off. It's crazy work. Do I believe AI is going to come and do what it does and make things easier in a different way? Yes. Do I believe that there's some things that haven't been set up properly with AI, like ethical rules and stuff like that needs to be put in place? Yes. But in the day, who's in charge of AIs? The big boys, the bosses. We can all look at something. We can work at a company. We can make good money and be like, yo, you're doing this wrong. And they can be like, oh, either get in line or get out. That's just how it is, right? They want you to do what they want. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones with the power. So it's not much we can do. But just like y'all know, someone in tech and someone that's actually studying AI, that these AIs are created, you know, they're models that's created. And if there's no rules set into that to make it fair and to make it, I guess you could say, non-evil, quote unquote, whatever, then we're going to be in trouble. Like, you have to set the boundaries. And they don't want to do that. They just want to put something out there and make money. And money's not even real. I mean, I don't know what we're doing. We sitting here trying to throw this AI out, and you don't know what's going on. A lot of these cats in these high up positions, they don't know what's going on. They're not studying this stuff. And if somebody does try to call them out on something and try to teach them something, they don't want to be taught nothing. They want everything out immediately. I think if we sit down and really set up rules and boundaries with artificial intelligence, things could be better, and we don't have to worry about it becoming an iRobot situation. I mean, right now it's not, it's not any real. I mean, except for in China, I think they have like a robot hospital or a hospital filled robots and stuff. That's fine, but it's not like iRobot yet. Like the movie Will Smith. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Not like that yet. Can it get there? I don't know. I mean, the thing is that if it's all about the people. There's evil people behind it, and they want to let the robot do what it wants and not have any boundaries set into the code and built into it, then it's going to be a problem. And that's just what it is. So you just got to be ready for humans and robots, I guess. But that's something that, a lot of these news people ain't talking about. They're busy saying it's going to take jobs, going to eventually run the world and get you. They're not telling you that the people that's creating these robots and AI models are the ones that's doing this. They're the ones that's letting the AI do what it wants. So that's just my opinion on that. But please do research about that, because we do have to stay ready. So we have to get ready. I'm not saying don't educate yourself on artificial intelligence. I do believe that is coming, and you still need to know about it, and not just ChatGPT or just Mid-Journey and Perplexity or whatever. You need to know the ins and outs if you're trying to, I guess, survive. You need to know how to build models, how to push out the models to the fast API and all these other things that come with it. And it's a lot to study. Don't get me wrong. There's so much going on. And heck, you're going to need ChatGPT to help you build these codes and stuff like that. Because when I was in coding program, I was a professional Googler. And this was before AI even came out. This was like 2020, before ChatGPT came out and before I could use it, and stuff. So I was already just Googling. And so I just don't even understand it. They'd be like, oh, well, vibe coding, and, you get on AI and when you get on ChatGPT and you're just creating code, don't know what you're coding. Now, don't do that. I think you should know what you're coding, and ChatGPT can teach you that. If you're trying to build something, ChatGPT can tell you what it's doing, and also Google can tell you what to do too. So it's not like everybody's vibe coding. I think it should be called vibe coding for people that don't just putting stuff down, don't know what the heck's going on. But for people that's curious, like what I recommend on my channel, stay curious. You're going to research what you're doing, and you're going to be ready to talk about it. So, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, I don't get that. I don't get why people don't understand that. Do the research, know what you're talking about, and then go from there. That's what you do. Because everything before ChatGPT and Claude and them, it was Dingo on Google and Stack Overflow to find the answers to put your code together. Because I'm going to tell you right now, trying to remember all this code from scratch, and especially in tech when you're not always coding, like there's a lot of jobs in tech where you're not coding that much, or you're just like just doing something else besides coding. You're not doing it all the time, depending on your job title and what you do. So to me, it's like you could forget what the heck to do, or you might try a new language you never tried before, and it's not the same as Python. Everything's different. So, I mean, those are some things that people got to think about. I mean, I don't think that that's talked about enough, but it's okay to Google. It's okay to try to get the answers for things. And also one of the things I want to talk about before I come off here, because I just came on here for a quick chat. I want to talk about the fact that when people tell you stuff, if you're trying to figure out something, let's say you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to get a car or anything like that, and someone tells you something, say you can't do something, or just tell you information, go look up the information. Always research the information that someone tells you. Don't just listen to what they say because they either have this big degree, or either they've been doing it for 80 years and you just want to believe them. Always research, because sometimes people just say stuff to say stuff and they don't really know. Because I just basically dealt with that, where, like, I mean, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but basically someone told me something several times over a few months. Like, people just tell me shit and it just be coming out the side of their neck. They don't know what they're saying. They're just talking. So to me, now I definitely make it my duty to research. And I knew this in my 20s. I knew this back in the day, but I think I just didn't want to believe in myself because I was more insecure in my 20s. But when you get in your 30s, you just be like, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but some people, they become self-aware. They start tapping in and saying, you know what? Let me research what you just said. Let me make sure that's true. And so anytime you're trying to get information, research. And if you call somebody and try to get information from a company, and one person say this, call back 2 more times. Make sure the person say the same thing. Because I've learned too that I've been able to get opportunities because I called back 2 times to see if that was true. Because people talking out the side of their neck. It's at a job as well. If you feel this imposter syndrome, get rid of the imposter syndrome, because everybody's trying to figure something out. It's just some people are just god dang on more confident, and they come off more confident, but they don't know everything either. So even if they say something, research what they said when you're at work. Don't believe everything everybody say, and that's that. And so that was really my take for the day. We're on a floating rock. Life is short. try to figure out a way to enjoy yourself, the little things, whatever you can do to bring some joy, and just know that everything you're doing is still important. Like, just sometimes the relatives or whoever puts stress on you as if you got this big job, you got this big car, now you're important. But that doesn't mean nothing. We're all gonna die, bro. Like, all this stuff is, you can't take the car with you. Enjoy the car while you have it. Do what you gotta do. If you don't have the car, still enjoy your life, because none of it's real, bro. It's all made up, man. And that's just the bottom line. So I just want to tell somebody that, just in case you feel behind in life, like you feel like you can't get somewhere. If you want to get off social media for a little bit, get off of it. Hey, I always say, if you don't have a business, you don't really, I mean, I don't see the point of social media besides like YouTube and stuff. You do need to stay aware of what's going on. I do think YouTube is great, but you don't need to be on all of them. Be on two that you like the most and get the information you need, and, share what you want, but don't feel like you got to be everywhere and be constantly, fed all this information. Is just overload, overload, overload. You take some time to just go outside and just breathe and think and know and touch the freaking ground. Know that none of this is real, and anybody trying to make you feel like crap, as your relatives, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your friends. I don't care. Always believe in yourself and know that you're doing what you need to do for you, because we all can't do what someone else is doing. You can go on YouTube tomorrow and be trying to do what they doing. Somebody like, oh, get rich, in 5 minutes and all this stuff, telling you to just give them $100. They'll teach you the game. You can give somebody $100 and you still can't get the game. Everybody is different. Every situation is different. Don't feel like you're behind anything, because because we're on a floating rock, and I can't stress that enough. Just live your life the best way you can. Figure out what you need to do for you, and then go get it, because that's it. It don't matter how long it take. It may not be overnight. Like, Johnny might have done something and he's rich overnight, but doesn't mean that you can't eventually get to where you want to go. And if you don't want to be rich, that's fine too. Just live your life, have a good time, and then try and enjoy the little things, because the little things, to me, it's more important than the big things. And that's what I want to say today. I just want to give somebody some words of encouragement and some little advice from things I've noticed in my life. And I just hope that this resonated with somebody. If it did, please leave a review on Apple. If you listen on Apple, just leave a review wherever you listen to this podcast at, because I wanted to get out there and it helps the channel get out there. So until next time, everybody stay safe out there. Stay curious. Keep your head on the swivel.